He's the host of Living Green Radio and the author of 3 Great Secrets. Maui TV News caught up with Kirk Heiner to seek his insights on power.
Michael Gerber is the #1 business CEO for Inc. 500. They claim he is the business guru of America. And what he says is the business consists of 3 distinct functions. And that's the financial division, which really isn't the problem except for the guys who cooked the books over at Wall Street. But that's really not the problem of most entrepreneurs on Maui. The second division is doing the function, doing the operation of the work that you do, whether you're a dentist or a bricklayer or you write business deals, whatever it is you do, most people are pretty good at that. They don't need to drop that or massage that. Where the real problem lies is in marketing and sales. And most people on Maui have had a reasonably easy time of it over the last few years. This is not the recession we were in 10 to 12 years ago. This is a completely different animal. This is where they actually used the D word, and they talk about us going off the cliff and taking the globe with us financially. I believe that we're not going to go there. Most economists don't believe that. 90% of the economists in the United States believe we will be out of this recession by 2010. By January of 2010, 90%. They may be right, they may be wrong. But they don't believe we're going to be in it. And by 2011, it's 100%. It's unregisterable. Nobody's believing we'll be. You know, I believe that this is going to be a little different. I think studying what we've done in the past is probably the problem. And I asked a young gentleman that was named one of Maui's Entrepreneurs of the Year under 40. And I said, what's the #1 thing we need to realize about this economy right now so that we can get back on track? And he says, we need to absolutely let go of old paradigms and old ways. And so I would probably say we need to look at this fresh and say this is a completely new rebuilding of a house of cards that was built. And now we have the right time to rebuild it Pono and do this right and build this with both the head and the heart. And I think that problem getting solved correctly, instead of left brain only, leave your heart at the door, I think that's going to be a critical part of our solution. But I believe it's going to happen, without doubt. I think there really are. I think there's 3 things that are going to get us out of this, and those are the 3 common mistakes. I think the first thing is we've got to watch our words. We forget the power of words, and almost every great scholar and wisdom teacher talked about the power of what we breathe life into. You look at the Ha in Hawaii, it is the breath of life. And when we breathe into our lives curses, and there's an ancient proverb that says, the power of life and death is in our tongue. And when we speak death into something, we're actually putting a curse on, whether it's our business life, when people are saying, there are no jobs, there is nobody coming to Maui, nobody's buying cars, nobody's buying real, that's just false to begin with. If you just said, look, it's either true or false, we're going to put a gun to your head, is it true or false? Nobody are doing those things. It's just not true. I also think that we defeat ourselves because our belief just keeps getting crushed when we speak those ways. So I think that's going to affect us. So I think words is the #1 problem probably on Maui. The other one is our thoughts, and those will be affected also because the way we think and what we think is going to stimulate what we choose to do. And that's the third component is our actions. So I think those 3 things work in tandem, and it's in my book, The 3 Great Secrets, that your thoughts, your words, and your actions are all vitally linked together. Because what you think, you're going to go out and act upon. Absolutely. I don't believe we're going to carry as much baggage as we want to, a lot of people would have you think. I think we have a clean slate every moment, every day. I think we make choices and we miss that we are in a cause and effect universe. And my theories are pretty sound that we go out and we do wrong things. And then we say, God bless our activities. And I think we're violating universal laws. Certain things like laws of reciprocity, of reaping and sowing. And there is no law of reaping and sowing. It's called the law of sowing and reaping. Ask any farmer. You can't reap first. You have to sow first. So you're getting it backwards in business most of the time. Most people are by trying to get something without the give. An employee showing up for work, they're going to work first and they're going to get paid at the end of that work. If they showed up for work and said, "Oh, pay me," the employer's probably not going to write his check that right at 8 in the morning. So it's a give first, and I think we got it backwards. And I think people like came from the Trump Tower. We won't name their names, but they tended to get us more on an aggression and an ambitious quest that failed to do Pono. Wow. The event that we're doing is going to be at the Grand Wailea, May 22, Friday, from 8 to noon. I believe it'll be the single most important event on Maui of '09. It's where business owners will come together with a master teacher, and the difference will be this business coach is going to teach you about habits, about creating the right ones, about getting rid of the wrong ones, and about really specifically focusing on what you're going to do. Because not knowing what to do is a big part of it, but not staying focused on what you knew yesterday you were supposed to do will get you failure, and it will cause failure quickly. So this event is a 4-hour workshop. I think it's going to be different than economists talking about the recession. It's going to be different than motivational speakers trying to get you excited. I do think you need enthusiasm, but I think more than that, we need tools. We need ability to Monday morning start hitting the streets and do right things. Because nothing brings success forward faster than doing right things. It's real simple. And the other thing we'll be speaking about at lunch will be opportunities. Where's the money? What are the right things I should do? If I'm in contracting, where do I go? You know, there's supposedly no jobs out there. Well, there are jobs out there. They might be in remodeling instead of doing brand new construction. And if you haven't thought about that, you might think about that. Green is going nuts. So for people not to get into green building, you're just ridiculous. Do the stats. Just do a study on green building and you'll find out. It is expected, even in this recession, to grow tenfold in 5 years. That's hope. What's that? Wow. I think any person who's in sales, anyone who's managerial, anyone that's a business owner, an entrepreneur, people in the hotel and tourism industries, restaurant people, any person that has anything to do with the economy in Maui right now that needs to prosper and learn how to prosper in recession, because we can, anybody along those lines needs to be there. They're going to leave with not only knowledge, but skill sets and tools, because knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. If you know that you have $1 million in the bank account, but you don't activate on that, and you don't start writing checks, it's the action after the knowledge. And that's what Les Hewitt works on. He works on getting your habits changed. That's why a 4-hour workshop, not a speech. And so he's going to work specifically for 4 hours. You're actually going to have a workbook. You're going to work through it and start literally crafting your next move. So you'll know exactly what to do Tuesday morning when it's a holiday Monday. So Tuesday morning, you'll know exactly what to do with your life.